Lesson 309, I will not fear to look within today. Welcome to the Qigong Support for A Course in Miracles students. My name is Judith and this is the Lucid Mind Center. And after being in Croatia, Denmark, Austria, all over the place, I actually want to show you a bit more of Gran Canaria. And today I've brought you to my favorite beach, which is called the San Agustin beach. It's only about 10 minutes away from where I live. And I have done a lot of Qigong classes here as well, above in the park there. And when you live in these beautiful spots, you actually forget how good you have it. But when you live here on this desert island where really nothing grows in the south unless it is watered, then you really get to appreciate what we have in Europe, in the northern hemisphere. The forests, the lakes, the little rivers, the big rivers, the plentiness of water, the seasons. There's all these kind of things to appreciate, and we don't see it because we are in it all the time. So I want to just show you this beauty which we have here, which is attracting 5-6 million tourists every year, and we only live 800,000 people on this island. So what you can see in the back there, these are the famous Maspalomas dunes, and the Atlantic Ocean, which I like to very much to focus on when we're doing Qigong, to become aware of the space, of the sheer space which is surrounding us. You can see it's about 9 o'clock in the morning. You can see there's people moving about, and behind there where I normally give my Qigong classes, and back again. And this is my paradise, and you won't believe it, but sometimes I get tired of it, like we all do. And the reason I'm telling you this is because we gotta appreciate what we have. We gotta appreciate what we have in where we are living. We got to appreciate the people who are our family. We've got to appreciate our partner, our wife, our husband. We got to appreciate our kids. We got to find the beauty in them. We got to find the beauty in them. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to stay forever with this particular partner even. But you got to look for the beauty within them. Then you're going to discover it within yourself. The reason why this is called Qigong Support is because after reading and contemplating this lesson together with you, I will guide you to Qigong Classes, which are specially suited for this lesson and also for the special thought, what is the second coming? So let's begin. Lesson 309, I will not fear to look within today. Within me is eternal innocence. Amit foi. Because it is God's will that it be there forever and forever. Just want to point out, eternal innocence is spelled with capital letters, and God's will is spelled with capital letters and the it. And God's will that it be there forever and forever. It, the eternal innocence. I, his son, whose will is limitless as is his own, can will no change in this. Can't change that. Isn't that wonderful? Makes us also being safe. For to deny my Father's will is to deny my own, because I am one with it, with him, with my Father's will and with the will itself. To look within is but to find my will as God created it and as it is. I fear to look within because I think I made another will which is not true and made it real, yet it has no effects. Within me is the holiness of God, within me is the memory of him. And the prayer goes like this. The step I take today, my Father, is my sure release from idle dreams of sin. Your altar stands serene and undefiled. It is the holy altar to myself, and there I find my true identity. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, this is one of those lessons which you really want to do in meditation. You want to kind of read this lesson, read the prayer, and then just go into communion with the movement. Either you walk, if that's what you like, or you do Qigong. I love Qigong because you're doing breathing and consciousness, and you become aware of your body, you become aware of this body's connection with the earth. You understand that the mind is not of this earth, that the mind is something external to this earth. you remember that this mind belongs to the universe. And what is the universe? What is this universal intelligence? So in that communion, you are not afraid to look within. I will not fear, will not be afraid to look within. As it says here, I will not fear to look within today. And I am actually surprised how afraid people are to look within. They are so afraid what they are going to find there. They've been scared to death. They've been scared to death by their upbringing, and they've been scared to death by the society, by media. I remember when I was a kid and I had friends who were listening to the radio all day long or watching TV all day long, and I was like, but how can you contemplate? How can you connect within, inside? How could you do that? And for me, this was such a natural thing. But again, I think this has got something to do with my upbringing. I think you are a child of your circumstances. And I remember when I was reading the autobiography of Helen Schuckman, the voice had said to her, it took so long to get you prepared to listen to me, to hear my voice, something like that in that context. And I often thought about this, but it wasn't said that it was necessarily her who needed to be prepared. And I thought about it for a long time, and I came to the understanding is that it took a long of genetic preparation for somebody to come there who was able to receive the text. And she did not even believe in it. She did not even agree with it. And she said that it wasn't her thoughts, it wasn't her conclusions. I just watched the interview yesterday, like a 12-minute interview. I will put it in the link below. And whatever one human being can do, any other human being can do. So if she can do it, we can do it. And that is basically what she's teaching us. What this whole course is teaching us, that each one of us can connect to that voice within. And we know that because when you are in a dangerous situation, everybody prays to something. Everybody says, oh God, help me. Maybe don't say, oh God, you just you send out an idea to somewhere and you say, please help me. And what we want to do is, with Qigong, we want to pull that, whatever that power is that you are talking to, we just want to bring it back in. We want to claim it back in, and we want to allow it to sink into this space which we believe that we are, this body, because we're not a body. So we want to reclaim that space, reclaim that home, and realize that this body is just like this set of clothes I have on, which is just expressing something it needs to express for this period in time, at this particular moment. That's why we're all here. We are all here because we need to express something, because we all need to return and be happy and joyful and be ourselves. I will not fear to look within today. This is one of those lessons where you really have to look within, where you really want to sink deep within and allow yourself to become aware of your true self, to become aware of that Christ within you, of that connection, of that union with this power which is all around us, whether this is the sea, whether this is the universe, whether this is the earth, just those different powers which in Qigong are completely normal to connect to. And it's not so mystical, because in the West we have made it so mystical that we have completely lost connection with our own faith and looking to other faiths, when Christianity is probably one of the kindest religions really out there. And we are running the danger of dismissing it and say, this is not good enough. So with this idea in mind, let's read this lesson one more time. I will not fear to look within today. Within me is eternal innocence. Ami toi foi. Eternal wisdom, eternal light, eternal life, eternal innocence. Ami toi foi. Within me is eternal innocence, because it is God's will that it be there forever and forever. I, His Son, whose will is limitless as is His own, can will no change in this. If you're the first time with me, I just want to point this out. The reason why this is the same gender, because it's God and the Son, it's Him, it is just to understand that it is an extension of that power. So if you would call this a she, if that was a goddess, then you would be the daughter. It is just about explaining that it's an extension. It has no gender. There is no positive, no negative. It is the oneness. It is not yin and yang. You have got the yin, which is the female, and the yang, which is the male. Yin is the darkness. Yang is the light. Yin is negative and yang is positive, but only in a magnetic sense. When you have got a magnet, you've got a positive side and a negative side. There is no value to it. It is just one is attracting and the other one is pushing away. This is the duality. This is the first split out of union. The reason why I like this Yin Yang analogy so incredibly much is because Yang is the male, is the light. So it's the he. The light is always there. For some reason, we had to split up into yin yang and come into and create this earth with this thousand things. And as humans, we are actually yin yang. Our job is to live in this earth and bring the light in, to bring this harmony onto this earth, to live in this paradise. But when we are too yin or we are too yang in this experience, and when we have got this complete utter level confusion, then it's gonna be difficult for us to actually remember who we truly are. So there is no value to it. The reason why this is called He and the Son of God is because even in the Yin Yang analogy, you have got the Yang, which is the light, which is the male, and you're an extension of that light. I just love those two philosophies, which are somehow coming from each other, and I truly believe that the actual Jesus figure, the historical Jesus, that he must have gone to the East for several years and picked up those ideas and then brought them back, united them with the Judaism, and that's where we actually got Christianity from. So I believe that Christianity is a union of those powerful religions of the Judaism, the Buddhism, and probably the Taoism as well. Beautiful. So let's start from the beginning. I will not fear to look within today. Within me is eternal innocence, ami toi foi, because it is God's will that it be there forever and forever. I, his son, whose will is limitless as his own, can will no change in this. For to deny my Father's will is to deny my own. So let me put it this differently. For to deny the will of the light, or for to deny the will of love, is to actually deny my own will. To look within is but to find my will as God created it. So to look within is to find my will as the light or the love created it. And as it is. I fear to look within because I think I made another will which is not true and made it real. That's why we are afraid to look within. Yet it has no effects. That what you think that you have made has actually got no effect on your true self. It has got no effects on the reality. And that we also know from the near-death experiences. People, doesn't matter what they believe, the majority of near-death experiences, they actually return back to the light. They see the light. They get a glimpse of who we truly are. That's why I love the near-death experiences, the accounts of them, because they really bring some light back to us. Within me is the holiness of God. Within me is the memory of Him. So within me is the holiness of light or of love, and within me is the memory of that love, of that unconditional eternity, innocence, whatever you like to call it. And the prayer goes like this. The step I take today, my Father, is my sure release from idle dreams of sin. Your altar stands serene and undefiled. It is the holy altar to myself, to my true self, and there I find my true identity. Beautiful. I just love it. I just love that lesson. But again, this is just words. Words are just symbols of symbols and twice removed from reality. What you need to do, you need to experience it. You need to feel it within you. And it is a question of contemplation, understanding, and then experience. So I'm here at the beach now. It is an experience afterwards I'm going to go and swim in the sea. Just to sink into that sea and feel how every single cell in my body is going to be so happy because I have allowed myself to enter into the ocean. Or if I'm sitting in my garden under the tree and hearing the birds, becoming aware of that beauty. Or if I'm sitting in a loud space and loads of people partying together, enjoying that joy of other people. Or sitting together with my husband watching some silly series, some crimi, or to watch a police series and just feel the intimacy between us of an old couple who has been together for 30 years. It's all those little instants which are holy, and we have a tendency to dismiss them and say, they don't matter. No, they matter. These are the portals, these are the little doors to who you truly are. Let me know what you think about that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so more Course in Miracles students can find me. And today again I'm going to invite you to the 8 brocades. You wanna go into this silent communion using the body to help you sink into truth. You can also do it with yoga, unless you're of course doing acrobatic yoga where you have to concentrate too much on the body, but you can do that same thing in yoga. Yoga is teaching us that too. So you wanna just get into this silent communion with your true self. So I'm suggesting this standing silent Qigong class of the 8 brocades. Here I'm inviting you to a seated Qigong class. Here is the reading of what is the second coming, and here you have got the list of all Qigong classes if you would like to do another one. Love, light and Qi to you.